Shalom. Call all you how about you y'all show. Just gonna make a quick video real quick. I was looking at some of the elders' videos and they've been bringing on the topic about the hell doctrine because a lot of people, I see it too when I'm in public. They go, that person gonna burn in hell and all that, which they don't even understand the whole concept of hell. Because when you look back in the ancient times, during the time of Rome, or the Romans, when they was ruling over there, they came up with that. I think it was Constantine, if I'm mistaken. He's the one that came up with the hell doctrine and pushed that out so people pay tithes and stuff like that. But yeah, let me look this up. Let's see, Constantine, hell doctrine. And the main point of this is showing that these elites, let's see, this might be it if I'm mistaken. I was trying to find it on Wikipedia, but they got shit all over the place. Yeah, the main point of this lesson is to show that these elites been preparing for the shit and they digging into hell, which they talking about the earth. You mention that, the one that's mentioned in the scriptures. And one of their main places is New Zealand. Now, let's see what type of info they got on this. They brought it out on History Channel before too. I remember seeing this when I was a little younger. It says that many credit Emperor Constantine for the spread of Christianity, while the Roman Empire once heavily persecuted the church, which the church that was persecuting was really Israelites, because we was over there. They say Constantine legalized the Christian faith and even endorsed it to the point of it becoming the official religion of the empire. Should we thank Constantine, or did something more sinister take place? It says, it seems that a growing number of people are coming to the conclusion that Constantine actually did was hijack the Christian faith and change it into a faith merged with his pagan roots, which he did. It said doctrines like the Trinity and holy days like Sunday, which go back to sun worship. It says in December 25th, which goes back to Nimrod and Semiramis and all them other deities and stuff like that. It says certainly point to this and form the basis of the Roman Catholic Church to this day. The following video explores the idea that Constantine was a pagan king who wanted to control Christians, which by this stage existed in all four corners of the empire. And one of the deceptions he used to control people was pushing the hell doctrine. Now I'm gonna read a few scriptures real quick. I ain't gonna let that video play. You wanna go to it? Just check out it says heavennet.net history, the deception of Constantine. Let me show it up there. So somebody wanna go to it. Cause I don't wanna make it too long. I just wanna get straight to the point. Get to some scriptures so you got time. Look it up. Check it out. You got stuff in the History Channel in there. They show all these ancient artifacts and all that. Because that's what all this ties back to, to spook people up. Like, oh, you better pay your tithes. And all the other shit like that. Now, you're in the book of Revelation, chapter 20. It says, what's out of verse 13? It says, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they will judge every man according to their works. Now, when they're talking about death and hell delivered up the dead, you gotta really think about that. Like, what does that really mean? They're talking about and the sea gave up the dead which were in it. It's talking about when all this stuff hit, when these nukes hit, and this earth started shaking up, everything gonna be moved out of place, and that's including whatever dead animals might be around, dead people, and so on and so on. When you read even further down, in verse 14, it says, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. Now, you have some people that still stuck on this, let's see, type in nuclear explosion. Oh, I spelled explosion wrong. About this lake of fire stuff, they don't understand the concept. How it actually looks. They never really researched this and looked at it. Now, you look at a lake of fire, or you look at nuclear explosion going off, from whether it be from missiles or just something exploding, it always spread out. That's the lake of fire. That's what these countries talking about right now. Where everybody, I don't say everybody, but majority of people participating in filing and shit like that. That's what they talking about right now. They're ready to push the buttons. Hey, in a minute, the Most High gonna put the Spirit on them. They're gonna start amping up even more. It's like the scripture says. It says, I want to say in the book of Proverbs, if I'm mistaken, that the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord, and he turn it whatsoever he may. Now you look at this. This is exactly how it's spread out. I'm just showing these images because this was coming, and that's what's going to happen over the U.S., whether people believe it or not. So when you read Revelation, this is the image. You should be able to visualize, unless the Most High don't want you to visualize it. And it says, once again, in verse 14, it says, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And when it's talking about hell, hey, how people, whether they comfortable in their life and all that bullshit, it is hell, man. You gotta pay taxes. You can't even raise your kids up right in the society. You try to homeschool them and shit like that, and they got all type of little barriers and all type of stuff that'll try to hinder you from doing that. You can't discipline your kids like you should. It's hellish. Got all type of fucking chemicals sprayed all damn day and night. Fucking chemicals in the water. And motherfuckers talking about burning up in the ground. Shit, you got hell right here happening outside your damn window. Motherfuckers dying every damn day and shit. Bunch of folly going on. The list goes on. I could go down the list, but that shit'll take hours to go down that list of all the stuff that's going on in this society. But let me see if I can find a video real quick, just to show it how the explosion will look.
The largest nuclear explosions in history. 7 years after dropping atomic weapons over the Japanese cities.
Now, when you look at that look like a lake of fire. This is an older
Hiroshima
video,
and
so
Nagasaki, the
footage
United
ain't as
States
clear.
detonated the world's first thermonuclear weapon, the hydrogen bomb,
Look how that spread out.
1952.
It's like a lake.
The test occurred on Eniwetok Atoll in the Pacific, and the device, codenamed ID Mike, yielded.
But people say this ain't what Revelation chapter 20, verse 14 talking about.
An explosion equivalent to the destructive power of 10.4 megatons of TNT. It was 1,000 times more powerful than conventional nuclear devices of the time. Edward Teller, a physicist and ardent supporter of the development of the hydrogen bomb, was able to detect the detonation 5,000 miles away in Berkeley, California, by observing a seismometer which detected the blast shock waves moving.
Oh, hold on, there's another script even. Let's see. Now this is, man, ain't no way around this, man. It's the book of Revelation chapter 18. I'm gonna start at verse 18. Now you just heard the guy say, he said over 5,000 miles? Let me play that back one more time.
Yeah, by observing a seismometer which detected the detonation 5,000 miles away.
5,000 miles away. Now that ain't that damn far away. It says in chapter 18, verse 18, it says, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And this was going to be happening. People going to see this shit about shit across seas. Over whatever place. New Zealand, one of the main places. That's why I'm about to pull this video about this New Zealand bunker shit.
Codenamed Castle Bravo, the United States' first test of a dry-fuel hydrogen bomb took place on March 1st, 1954. Detonated at Bikini Atoll in the Marshall Islands, Castle Bravo is the most powerful
see how that spread out like a lake?
Nuclear device ever tested by the United States, with a yield of 15 megatons of TNT.
And that's how that shit gonna look.
The explosion.
Hey, Lord's willing, I'm part of the elect, and I get to see some of the other Akim I know. We'll be up in them chariots, and we're gonna be looking down on a bird's eye view like this.
Far larger than the expected yield of.
Hold on, and for another brief description of that, let me see what that scripture says. says, and I saw, it's in the book of Revelation 2, chapter 15, verse 2 says, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and then I had gotten a victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the hearts of gold. And this was gonna be this how it's gonna look too.
A yield of
Bird's eye view gonna be over that sea of glass, which is basically talking about the atmosphere, the stratosphere, the hemisphere, and all that, and one of the chariots, multiple chariots, however the Lord set it up, and it's gonna look like this. While everybody down there gonna be above that shit. That's what Revelation talking about in chapter 15, verse 2. So for somebody to be like, oh, this ain't in there, this ain't in the script. They ain't, evidently they either ain't read it, they can't visualize it, I should say. And the Lord don't want them to see this. Now I'm gonna go back into this video real quick about these bunkers.
Yeah, it worries me that Peter Thiel has a bunker. Oh, that is a stone face.
They got them stern faces. They know what's coming.
Let's say I was skeptical. Is there any...
And if you want to see this video too, just go in. I ain't gonna play the whole damn video, but I just want to give a little brief description of it. Say hunting the 1% doomsday bunkers in New Zealand, and this is one of the places they got them. They got them in fucking Antarctica, Argentina, Chile, all these places with mountains and shit at. And that's why the scriptures say that. I'm gonna go into that in the book of Amos in just a minute. But what else they got? Oh, in Canada, fucking Switzerland, all type of places. I look into that shit because I know it's a specific reason why the Lord put the spirit on me to look into that anyway. But I'm gonna explain.
Any way that I could see one of your bunkers in New Zealand?
No. If you bought a bunker from me, the last thing I'm going to do is ask you to show someone else's bunker.
Right.
That would give me a very bad name.
Indeed, I guess it would. Thanks so much.
Because they ain't trying to show these bunkers, but hey, they still gonna be found out though. Because you ever have, for example, you have certain people that have those premonitions or whatever, or they have like a thought pop in their mind like, hey, there's something around that corner. And then when they go around that corner, there actually be something around there. The Lord gonna amplify that spirit on certain people. And they're gonna be like, man, it might be a bunker down there. And lo and behold, they're gonna look and find that shit. And that's exactly how it's gonna be going down. Now, in the book of Amos, chapter 9, it says, in verse 2, it says, though they dig into hell, thence shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. Now, them climbing to the heaven ain't got no damn ladder or nothing. You got people that want to be simple. It's talking about them being up in space, in those space stations. That's why they trying to build space hotels. And I'm gonna, let me see, before I go to that, I'm gonna pull up Mount Carmel, space hotels, just for edification. And you got land like this. So a little bit on there. You got land, vast land like this. Well, majority of people they can't even get to. That's why they make it so hard to, travel around the world and shit with these passports and gotta have clearance and visas or whatever the scenario may be. And that's part of the reason why. Now, when the scripture's talking about, though, they dig into hell, this is what they're talking about, digging into these mountains, going under Mount Carmel. Let me type Mount Carmel in. You got ranges like this where they actually can go up in, set up all type of stuff in the inside of this. And they actually got, I think it's a biblical scripture going to it. Pastor Andy Cook, he said on Elijah's greatest day, he made a trip up and down Mount Carmel 4 times. So, it goes into it even more when you read about the story about Elijah. And it says, and relate a battle he had with Jezebel's false prophets, which is a great and amazing story in the scriptures in the book of Kings. But this is one of the places they gonna go at because they know. I'm gonna pull up space hotels. Man, you got all this land on Earth. Why would
The
it
rocket equation.
necessarily need a damn
It's a
space
beautiful
hotel?
thing.
Ain't enough hotels and resorts down here.
No astronaut launches for space with.
This video is supported by Brilliant.org. Elon Musk wants to send hundreds of people to Mars. Jeff Bezos wants to put millions of people in space to live and work. Two eccentric billionaires with big eccentric dreams. There's only one problem with worthy for human spaceflight. They built and launched two Genesis missions. Genesis 1 launched from Russia in July of 2006. Genesis 2 launched in June of 2007. These unmanned modules expand to 4.4 meters in length and 2.5 meters in diameter and are filled with science experiments and sensors to monitor them.
They'll go that flat Earth everybody be talking about. I'm just joking though. Cause the damn Earth ain't flat. I think it's bugged out.
Environment. And they also had some fun, allowing the public to place an item in the module and then video the items floating around the cabin.
Oh, and another cut to the flat earthers for something to orbit. You gotta go around the orb, right?
And everything from ashes to pictures to business cards, which they could then watch on their web feed, all for the low price of $299. And they also attempted to play space bingo using the microgravity of space to mix up the bingo balls and projected
All right, let me see some more footage.
16. Being packed away to a tiny 2.2.
And see, they got stuff out there. This is where they're gonna be at when a lot of this shit pop off. These elites, these so-called 1%ers and all that shit. This is where they going at. Or how the hell break loose down here. So the main thing you can do is, hey, just call on Nazi Yahba, Shin Yam Shah, correct your ways. Nobody can be perfect, but you can work on your ways. And Lord's willing, mercy be poured out upon you. And you got to show mercy too to get mercy, because there be some people they expect certain stuff, but they don't do certain stuff. So basically, be a hypocrite.
6 meters by 2.36 meters, and then inflated to 4.01 by 3.23 meters, adding 16 cubic meters of space to the ISS when attached. Now, Beam is very much an experimental program. This isn't like a space where the astronauts are hanging out and playing ping pong or anything. It's just mostly used for storage, and in fact, they keep the door closed on it when they're not specifically using it. But that's okay, because it's all there just to test this technology. They monitor the conditions inside of it, and they're just making sure that it's something that could actually be used for human habitation later on. It was designed to be tested for 2 years, and they're studying how well it holds up to micrometeoroids, thermal insulation, protection from radiation, mechanical durability, and long-term leak performance. And so far, it's passed with flying colors. After about a year, they reported that it actually had gotten a few micrometeorite impacts, but it didn't look like it had penetrated the surface in any way, and the radiation levels inside are just the same as they are in the rest of the ISS. In fact,
All right, hold on.
Right.
That's
And
all this footage.
2.5
Visualization. I'm just trying to find this other scripture. There's a few more scriptures, and I'm gonna end this off. It's in the book of Job too. Be with me 1 minute. Let me find this. Mark. Okay, here you go, right here. The book of Job, chapter 3. This is where all the spirits go at, whether it be the wicked or the righteous, until they come back down on the earth, which is called a place of judgment. I'm going to go into that too. What it says on. Let's see where I'm going to start at, just for edification's sake. Alright, I'm just started on verse 11. Chapter 3 in the book of Job, it says, "Why died I not from the womb?" Which, the reason why he said that, because he knew he was going to go right back to the spiritual realm if he'd have just died. He didn't want to be down here in this wicked ass society. It says, "Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? Why did the knees prevent me? Or why the breast that I should suck?" It says, "For now should I have lain still and been quiet, I should have slept, and then had I been at rest." It said, "With the kings and councils of the earth was built desolate places for themselves, or with princes that had gold who filled the houses with silver, or as a hidden, untimely birth I had not been, as infants which never saw light." Because just when the babies die, they go right back to the spiritual realm. It says, In verse 17 it says, "There the wicked cease from troubling." So you got niggas like Hitler up there, which is wild to think of. Who else? In it, like any of these other wicked ass rulers that was ruling, doing all type of junk. People like Constantine, Napoleon. Some of them they might have been reincarnated and came back into one of these generals or politicians or whatever that's ruling right now. But that reincarnation topic, that's another topic for later. But so it says, "The wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest." And it says, "There the prisoners rest together. They hear not the voice of the oppressors." So you got prisoners, and you got the so-called COs that might have passed away or died, and they up there. So everybody up there, and waiting their judgment, or waiting upon. I won't say waiting upon, but waiting for their judgment to be given, and then they come back down and play it out on earth. And it says, "The small and the great are there, and the servant is free from his master." So you got some of them. I forgot which Rothschild or Rockefeller was that died. That damn devil up there, and when he come back, he gonna be in captivity. When he come back, that's why he was trying to stay alive so damn long with them heart transplants and shit, because they already know. No, I'm gonna read something else. So this description right here is just a description of heaven, who's all up there. It's like in the book of, I want to say it's Ecclesiastes, if I'm mistaken. Let me find that real quick. All right, so I'm just going to this. This video actually turned out longer than expected, but most I want this to come out like this. It says in the book of Ecclesiastes, let's see, chapter 12, verse 7, it says, "Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was." And some people die, their body decay and all that stuff, the worms and all that decomposition process happens. It says, "And the spirit shall return unto Yahweh who gave it." So if he gave a person a wicked ass spirit, it's gonna go right back up, get a judgment, and wait for the time to play it back out on earth. Same thing with somebody that may have lived a so-called righteous life. That spirit going right back up. It don't say, "Oh, one spirit go to this place and then the other spirit go to the other place." That ain't what it says. And see, if people read more, they will understand. Like they've been lied to about a lot of shit, and they ain't really research it. And I'm gonna read another scripture real quick. It says, this is one of them that go into it. It says in Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 11, it says, "I returned and saw under the sun." Now, what's under the sun? The earth. It says that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happen to them all. So time and chance happen to everybody. Whether it be time to get you some extra money, or time to be poor, time to be put to death, or time to live, whatever. All that judgment play out down here. That's another scripture I was looking for too. I just want to end it off on this, so hold on, bear with me. Okay, here you go, right here. This ain't the exact one, but it's definitely one of them. It's another precept to go with it too. It says, chapter 3, in the book of Ecclesiastes, verse 20 says, "All go into one place." But you still got people stuck on the hell doctrine though. They rather go to one place. Where is that place at? It says, "All go into one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again." So when people be acting all proud, they must have forgot. We know what a speck of dust down this motherfucker, if you want to be technical. It says, it say, "Who knows the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of beast that goeth downward to the earth?" Because animals, they don't have to go to get judged. They do what they do. They live like animals. They eat. They kill other animals or whatever, position they have in nature. That's what they do. So they don't have to go back up to the spiritual realm to be judged. It says, let me see. I want to end it off on that, but I want to get one more real quick. Okay, this is right here. This is what I was looking for. This is in chapter 3 also. End this off on this. Chapter 3, verse 16 of the book of Ecclesiastes, it says, and moreover I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. And that's talking about the earth. Some people be talking about this hell doctrine and all that shit like that. Do your research, do your homework, read these scriptures, and actually go into detail, definitions, words, languages, whether it be the Latin, the Greek, the Hebrew. Don't just listen to somebody else and be like, well, they said such and such and such. No, you got to actually do your homework. That's what we got these books for. That's why our ancestors wrote stuff down. That's why we had scribes, so they can put all this information down. People that have visions, seen certain stuff, experienced certain stuff. And ultimately, if the spirit ain't really working with you or dealing with you, you ain't going to get it anyway. With those, who actually understand it and perceive what's really meant to be perceived, hey, it's a reason for that. And dig further into it. So, Lord's willing, this was edifying. Call all y'all by Shin Yahusha. Shalom to the elect. Shalom to all the other apostles, the elders and teachers. And, keep pushing this word out. These devils getting heated because a lot of stuff being manipulated too, like with these videos of the channels and the plays and all that. They banning certain stuff because it's true information. If it wasn't true, they wouldn't mess with it. Shalom.